Hey everyone, John the Drone Ranger of South Florida. Back again. This segment we're going to talk about something I have been reading online about from a lot of drone flyers, especially the newbies. And it concerns flyaways. Well, I haven't personally had a flyaway. Not in the last year. Ever. Now it might be because I have my fleet is mainly DJI drones, which have a automatic return to home. Now I'm not sure about the other drones like Holy Stone and Capstan and some of the other manufacturers. I don't know if they have that return to home feature that is built in to their programming or not. But I do hear about it a lot online, and it's mainly the Facebook groups that are drone flyers for beginners and things like that. I've had issues about it. Well, I'm going to show you a few of my drones and controllers and explain exactly what kind of RC signal these all put out, and which might be contributing to the fact that DJI does really not have any reports of any flyaways. If they do, it's very few and far between. So anyway, let's get started real quick. Okay, first of course we have the MAVIC Mini series. Now this one's a Mini SE. I also have a MAVIC 1 and a MAVIC Mini 2, which is basically identical to this, except this one in particular has a 2.7 camera, and the MAVIC Mini I have is a 4K. Now, all three of those, the SE, the MAVIC Mini, and well, both of them, sorry, those two use this controller. Now this controller has an enhanced Wi-Fi signal. The range on it, admittedly, in my opinion, isn't that great. On a really good day, I might be able to get half a mile away before the signal starts getting really choppy. Unfortunately, there's not much you really can do about it. Now I know that they have range extenders that you can put on the antennas. I bought a pair of those for like 10 bucks on Amazon, and it didn't really do much of anything, to tell you the truth. So, Now the second kind of controller that DJI has is this one here. Now this is an OcuSync 2 controller. Now this one will actually control the Air 2S, the MAVIC 3, the Mini 2, and a few others. Its range is a lot, further. I would say about a mile, depending on which drone you have and weather conditions and aircraft interference. That has a lot to do with your range being cut off. Now, I do experience that sometimes because we have a lot of aircraft traffic around here. I'm about maybe 6 miles away from an airport. So I have a lot of overflights coming and going almost all day. So I do get some interference with this. But my range is actually pretty good on this, depending on the drone. The Air 2S and the MAVIC 3 seem to have a better range. Usually about 3 miles or so before I actually start getting any cutout, if I'm on a level area, which I don't have any obstructions. Now, take into account with any of these, if you have any kind of buildings that are obstructing, like made of concrete and steel, not just your regular houses, I'm talking about office buildings of something and whatnot, and if you're behind one of them, that is going to cut down your signal strength and the distance you can go. Now this particular controller that I have with my MAVIC 3, and I also have another one I'll show you, the RC Pro. The MAVIC 3 seems to have the most extended range, and even more than the Air 2S. Now the controller that works on these both is this one, the RC Pro, which is an OcuSync 3, which the range is a lot greater with this. Now I've used this on both, and I've used the other one on both. This one actually is significantly better as far as range goes. The signal doesn't drop out as quick, so I can fly further with no problem. Now, to address the issue of flyaways, I have a video that I'll show you on the coming up next. It's about return to home. Now, I was using my MAVIC 3 today with this, the OcuSync 2, OcuSync 3, whatever this could be, and about, I'd say, 3/4 of a mile, I lost signal. That was because I was standing at an office complex, well, what office, more of a doctor's office complex, and it had a steel roof, and it had a cinder block construction. Now, of course, this parking lot that I was sitting in, of course, the building is right here, and I'm right here, and my drone is out that way. Now, I still had visual line of sight for the most part. It was a little dot, but I still could see it. And as I was coming down below that point where the building was, the signal cut out on me. And it did, it returned to home. Now, most of these have the return to home button here. Same on this one. Let me see if it's got it on this one here. It's got it on this one here. And of course, on the RC Pro, you got it right here. So, as far as the other drone manufacturers go, I don't know if they've had that built into their drones or not. That possibly could be the reason why I see some posts online about drone flyaways. Maybe these other ones don't have as an advanced RTH feature as DJI does. For the most part, I am very happy with DJI products and their drones because of the features they have, and I have not yet lost one or even come close to crashing one. So, and I fly in sport mode a lot, so they're actually very easy to control. I don't know about the other ones. I haven't tried any of those out. So anyway, let me show you the video here. It's a short one of what happened to me and how the drone came back home with no problem. Alright, as you saw, came right back home. Yeah, I did a little speed ramping on the video editing, but hey, I did that. I cut a lot of the stuff out of the videos because a lot of you photographers, videographers, and drone flyers know you get a lot of footage that actually is just very time consuming and just takes up, you know, too much space, so you got to cut it down a little bit to keep things a little bit interesting. This next video I got is when I was at the doctor's office with my wife today, and it was in an area where a lot of canals were in a neighborhood that had lots of canals and stuff. So I figured, hey, what a great opportunity to shoot some drone video instead of sitting in the doctor's office waiting for my wife to get done with her appointment. Well, hey, I drove her there. So, you know, she said I didn't have to be in the doctor's office with her. It was nothing, you know, life-threatening. It was just actually a routine checkup. So that's what I did. And here it is. right, wasn't that exciting? No, it really wasn't. Yeah, some people might find it interesting, especially folks that might be from the Midwest or up north that don't have canals and stuff in their cities like we do. Down here in Southwest Florida, especially in the Cape Coral area, you have hundreds of miles of canals here. And as you noticed, because of the water quality issues here, there aren't a lot of things jumping around in them like they used to be. When I first moved here back in 2005, you could catch anything from, mangrove snapper and the sail cats and small grouper, even tarpon in these canals. Well, now you're lucky to get jack crevalles or even a few dolphins in there because the water quality has kind of gotten bad. Hopefully, with the bills they've passed lately here in Florida, I hope that that's going to change one of these days. Anyway, so that's all I got for right now. And I would like to remind everybody, please subscribe and like to my YouTube channel and visit my GoFundMe pages. The links are there. I have several videos that actually have the links right on the screen there where you can see them. I really would appreciate any assistance anyone can give me. I don't care if it's $1, if I get like 100 people to give me $1, hey, that's $100, that's fine. One thing I will say about the subscribers, thank you for all of you who are subscribing. Now, I've only got maybe about a little over 50 subscribers. And as I mentioned before, there's a lot of folks out there, and you know who you are. View my videos on a consistent basis, but do not subscribe. What's the deal? It doesn't cost you a penny to subscribe. If you like my videos, please subscribe. I get a couple of comments about, the GoFundMe pages, I'm begging for money and all this kind of crap. Well, I'm asking for assistance. And if you actually take the time to read the GoFundMe page, you'll know why, because of my wife's illness wiped us out with all the medical payments. And some people just don't want to understand that. One of those folks that, not including you folks out there who donate and people who subscribe to my YouTube channel, but for those of you who don't want to subscribe to my YouTube channel but just keep watching the channels and just make little jabs in their comments about my GoFundMe page, bite me. That's what I got to say to you. Don't watch my channel if you're not going to subscribe to it. Don't make jabs at my GoFundMe pages. I don't know if you're really well off or not, but you know what? I'm retired military, and everything that my wife and I make still isn't quite enough to get my drone business up to where I need it to be. So that's why I have them. And for all of you who just think I'm some sort of panhandler, I already told you what you can do. Anyway, don't like to be mean, but sometimes it's hard not to be when you get people who just make nasty little comments. So anyway, I'm still going to make videos. Still going to remind you about subscribing to my channel, and still going to remind you about my GoFundMe pages. Until YouTube decides, hey, we don't want this clown on here no more. So, with that, this is John, the Drone Ranger of South Florida. For now, signing off.